So where these lines are, I'm not going to go into them with the primrose. It's a bit of a waste really, so I'm going to probably use the brown ochre for them. We've got another stripe. Yes, okay. I'm just trying to work out where I am. Okay, and then we've got a line. Okay, a bit in here. I think I'll concentrate on this area first before I come down. So we've got a line there. Okay, a little bit more there. It's taking a bit longer because it's not very sharp, but I'm not going to sharpen the pencil for the sake of it. Let's bring a bit more over here. Okay, and I think we'll go to the brown ochre 10% now. This is a bit more of a buttery brown, so I'm going to use this in the darker areas. I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo there. I've gone a bit too high, but that's fine. A line there. I can always use the rubber. That's the beauty of film. You can always rub out very easy if you've made a bit of a mistake. It's not a problem. Okay, so that's the start of that. So we do need to come down further. So once we've got once we know where we are, it's pretty straightforward. It's just getting the I can't think of the word. As long as we know where we're going, we can. It's quite straightforward. So that's coming down there. We need to do this bit here. And the direction of the fur obviously is very important as well. Okay, so we've got, let's put a bit on here actually. So I haven't really come up too far because I need another little bit there of the brown ochre. So I'm just using these two pencils as a guide as to where I am on the picture, and so these are just base layers anyway, so I'm not worrying about detail or anything like that at the moment. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more primrose in these areas. And that's the first layer done. It's got a bit down here actually. Just put that in. Okay, so I think the next thing we were using was the cardamom orange in the Polychromes. I'm going to start adding some more colour, so let's start up here. Okay, and then let's start with these lines. Get these in, and then it'd be easier to know where we are. Come in your bed. Come on. The minute I start drawing, my little dog decides that she wants to get up. I'll sit under your bed. Good girl. She's got a little bed under the table, so okay, and then a bit more down here. I think this side will probably be a bit more simpler than that side because there's not so many different fur directions. I need to bring that up here a bit more. Okay, let's put some around his nose as well. Okay, and then we go into the white there, so I'll stop there. Okay, let's go with the I'm putting a bit of terracotta. So I've got the terracotta here. I'm just going to put this in places. I'm not going to go all over. See, there's not much of a colour change between the two, so I'm not going to put it all over. I'm taking the pencil up to go up and under the fur. Right, let's darken those up. So I'm going to get the Venetian red. We've got some quite short stubby little furs here, so do some short lines with the pencil. Quite a lot darker this side as well. I think this side of the face is more shaded, so we will need to make that a bit darker than it is now. We'll do that in a minute. Just bring that up here as well. So we do need to darken this side up a bit more than the other side, but okay, so I know where all the markings are now. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to use the burnt ochre now in the Polychromes. We'll add a bit of detail to the lighter area now. So I've probably got this at a good sharpness level for what I'm doing. So I won't sharpen pencils unless they need to be, really. It's starting to come over this way, so I keep checking for directions of the fur. And the length of fur as well, that's just as important, really. I just keep swizzing my pencil around just so I keep that point, you know, so the pencil lasts longer. Otherwise you get it flat on one side, but if you keep twizzling it around, you don't know you're doing it after a while. You just do it automatically. I've missed a little bit in there, so I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm just going to get the terracotta. Okay, and then back to the Venetian red. Okay, let's go with the, I think it was a caput mortuum we've been using. Let's, rather than the violet. So I'm now going to start worrying about details and making sure I'm going in the right direction. I mean, you do anyway, but this is, we're getting nearer to the last layers, so we need to make sure we're doing the right direction, etc. Pencil dust. Okay, so to soften this a little bit more, I'm going to get the sepia 10, I think. So let's go for the sepia 10 in the Luminance. I'm just going to use this as a blending tool, if you like, just to soften some areas up here. I need to bring that line down a little bit more, which I'll do in a minute. It's gone a bit skew with there. It depends on the individual person how fussy they want to be with the exact markings. If you're doing a commission, of course, then you want to get it as right as you can. But something like this, you don't have to be exact, or unless you want to be, of course. So I'm just going to bring that line down a bit more. So I'm going to go to the terracotta. I'm just bringing in the terracotta now in the lighter areas, because now I've got the darker areas in, I can see what needs to be darkened up on the lighter areas as well. And then we've got the slice tool, of course, to get the highlights back in if we want to. Bit of dust there that won't come off. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the brown ochre, 10%. If I can locate it, there we are. I'm just going to do a bit more up here. Okay, just going to go back to the terracotta actually, just to come down here a bit more. Need to add a bit more here. I've got that. Let's get this bit in. So I've still got the terracotta. Okay, let's move round to this area now. So while I've got the terracotta, I'm going to put some of these where the whiskers come out, I can't think of the right word. Okay, let's go to the warm grey one. Okay, so we've got the warm grey one here. We need to come this way, don't we? It's coming across this way. Okay, and while we've got the warm grey one, let's just do this as well. Okay, and I'm going to actually start off doing this area under his nose. I've got the sepia 10. Actually, I'm going to go with the warm earth 5. Now this is another one in the Luminance. I'm not sure if I've used this pencil on this already or not, but if you haven't got this, you could always use the cinnamon. I think the warm earth's got more of a browny tone, but they're very similar, so you could use the cinnamon. I know I've used this around the eyes, but I've got the warm earth 5, which is what I'm going to use. Just around this mouth area. So as I say, you really don't need to worry if you haven't got the pencils that I'm using. Just use what you have. It really isn't, you know, an issue. I certainly wouldn't want you to stress out over not having the colours that I have. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the sepia 10. And I am going over the warm earth in places with the sepia 10. I'm using this as a shading over the warm grey 1. You could also use a warm grey 2 or 3. You know, there's always alternatives. I do need to make this darker actually, even still, especially around this area. I'm going to put a bit of the burnt ochre 10%. Okay, I'm going to go back to the caput mortuum now. So I'm not going to worry about details at the moment. I've got the slice tool for that in this area. I need to get this area darkened up. I'm just going to put a bit more pressure on just to get it a bit more darker in there. Okay, now I am thinking of a warm grey. I think 3 might be okay to use, if I can locate one. Let's have a look. Or maybe a 4. Can't find any of the colours I'm looking for. Okay, so I found a warm grey 3. I'm going to see what it looks like. I think I need to go a bit darker still. Yeah, I'm going to go to the warm grey 4. I've got the warm grey 4 here. So we've got some quite long hairs coming down here. It obviously gets lighter towards the bottom. I'm going to go to the warm grey 2 now towards the edge, just to get that in. I'm going to add a little bit more of the orange underneath rather than just having his chin there. So I'm going to go back to the brown ochre 10. Where have you gone? It's here somewhere. Okay, got it here. So I've got the brown ochre 10. I'm just doing the bit under his chin there. Take that back up, it was coming off. Okay, so I've got this bit here. Hoping this isn't out the frame, but I say that's as far as I'm going to go under his chin anyway. Okay, let's get some terracotta now. Yeah, terracotta. So it's looking a bit of a mess at the moment, but we're just getting all the colours in, and then we can start doing the details like here. So we want to get this colour in, and then we can do maybe the slice tool, the mono rubber, to get the details in. So sometimes you need to do an area and then go back to the one that you was on with drafting film. And this area is quite blurry on the photo, so we don't need to worry about detail. It's quite fluffy fur down here. Okay, I am going to actually add some cardamom orange as well. And try and tidy that up at the edge a little bit. Okay, and now we can concentrate on this little area here. Okay, I've got the warm grey 4 here. I'm just going to add a bit more depth under the chin here. I'm thinking a raw umber would be a good pencil to put in as well. So I've got the raw umber here. Okay, so I'm going to try with the mono rubber first. Let's move this up a bit. I'm not sure if it's in the frame or not. Just move it up a bit more. Okay, so I've got the mono rubber here. Clean. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the line drawing underneath here because it's just getting in the way now, so I don't need it. Okay. Okay, I've got the Venetian red here. I actually dropped the pencil, so it's a bit of a funny shape at the end, but it's fine. I've got a sharp bit, so I can just add a bit of colour. I'm going between the lines that I've just rubbed out in places. Okay. I'm going to get the slice tool. come over the top up here. Sometimes you have to be a bit brave with the slice tool. Okay. I'll probably do a bit more once I've got the nose in and this side in. So let's move back to this side now. As I say, we might need to do a bit more work down the bottom here. Let's see how it goes. So, right, I'm going to get my, let's have a look. I'm going to get the cardamom orange back. Just going to put a touch of this in places. Okay, I'm going to go with the Venetian red again. Okay, sepia 10. Oh, that nearly fell on the floor. So I've got sepia 10. I'm just going to put some more of this on the lighter area. Okay, back with the brown ochre, also the burnt ochre. Add a bit more this side. Okay, put a bit more down here. I'm going to go with the warm grey 3, but I'm going to give it a sharpen. Just want to add a bit more detail down here. Okay, darken up these corners. Okay, a bit of work up there a bit more as well. Okay. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is concentrate on the nose area, and then we can do the shading and see how dark we need to go. So I'm going to go back to the cinnamon, and I'm just going to pretty much colour all of the nose area. Just going to go round and round in circles to get quite an even coverage. line in. Okay, now he's got a nose. Do the insides a bit as well. Okay, lovely. I'm just going to get the warm grey one back. I just want to fill in up here. I think we did do this area with the cold grey one, but I'm just putting it back in. Okay, right, so this nose needs to be darkened up quite a bit. I'm going to go with the burnt ochre first. It's like a peachy cinnamon colour. Okay. Right, so what I want to do now is darken up these nostril areas. So I've got the Venetian red here, sorry. Now I'm going to sharpen that. Okay, I'm going to run that up the side there as well. So I'm just trying to get the shape of this nose. This needs to be darkened up at the side here. And we've got quite a lot of darkening up to do. Okay, let's go to the caput mortuum violet this time. Get these darkened up. I might even go with a black. I'm going to get the cinnamon back. Let's get the terracotta. Now I've got the black. I'm just going to darken these nostrils. Okay, so I've just done the bits at the back, darken those up. I don't need to do any more than that. So that's dark enough there. I'm going to go back to the caput mortuum violet. Need to just do a bit more work around that. Okay, let's bring some of that into the actual nose area. Okay, a bit over here. I'm going to go back to the cinnamon. Okay, let's take this cinnamon a bit further up as well. Okay, I'm going to get the warm grey 3 Get some hairlines coming down. Okay, and I'm going to use that underneath as well. I need to make, let's try the caput mortuum violet again. Just do this line, I need to make it a bit darker, a bit thicker. Okay, and now we need to darken this up. This is why sometimes you need to sort of flip between different areas, because you get one colour in and then you think, well, that needs to be now darkened. It all comes together in the end, so that's the main thing. Okay, darken around here a bit more. Okay, back to the Venetian red. Darken that side as well, just a little bit here and there. Okay, and then I think before we do any more details with the slice tool, etc., we'll get this bit in. I'll just move my photo. Okay, so I'm going to go with the brown ochre 10%, and I'm just going to pretty much fill this area in. I've got the cardamom orange. A bit down here as well. Okay, let's go over to the terracotta. I'm going back to the brown ochre 10%. I'm just going to smooth that a little bit because it's quite blurry on this side and I want to make it nice and soft. And you can use this to soften up the edges as well, depending on where your frame ends on your, you know, your own cat. If you do this, obviously in a picture it would be square, so, but you can use this to soften up the edges. So it's a nice soft finish around the edge. Okay, I'm going to get the sepia 10 back. I'll just do under his cheek area here. I think I've come down a bit too far here, but that's not a problem. As I say, I I don't think it has to be exact. Okay, I'll put a bit of that down here. Put more of this sepia 10 in here as well. Right, let's go to the Venetian red. Okay, we can add a bit more of that in places underneath here as well. Right, so now I'm with the warmer 5%. Just going to soften this again. Don't think we're far off from finishing now, so we'll add some more whiskers at the end. Okay, I'm going to add some of this in the white fur area as well. Move my picture over. I'm going to get the sepia 10. I'm just going to darken this up further around the mouth area. And that's just helping putting in some more fur lines. Just got the sepia 10 still, and I'm going to just darken up around these cheek areas. So we're pretty much there. I'm just improving anything that I can see needs improving. Okay, just going to get the sepia 10 and then we'll get these whiskers in, and I think we'll be pretty much there. I just want to make sure I've got enough pencil down to get these whiskers in. Okay, let's get this slice tool. Okay, I'm actually going to get the mono rubber, I think, because these whiskers are quite big, and they might actually work better with the mono rubber. So let's give that a go. So I've got the mono rubber, I've just cleaned the tip. Let's have a look at how this works. It might look a bit better. So I'm just going over the slice tools with what I'd done before. I'm just going over them with the mono rubber. We're just getting slightly thicker ones in places. So I think that's worked quite well. We can then get the slice tool and just add some finer ones if we want. That'll be it for that side. So I'm going to go back to the mono rubber. Let's get the slice tool back. So I'm just going to do a few highlights, hairs here and there. Okay, and then I've got a couple of whiskers at the top here. Let's get that a wipe. Do a bit more up here. I think that's pretty much it. So one more thing before I do go, I just wanted to turn this around and work on the other side and just show you really Just put a bit of tape down to hold it. And so I've got the black here, and I'm just going to darken areas that I want to darken, really. So like around the eyes, darken the pupils a little bit more. It does surprisingly make a difference. And I'll just do a bit to the nostrils as well. And that's probably all I'm going to do. The only other thing I did think is you could also whiten the whiskers on this side. So I've got a Pablo here. Just brightens them up a bit more. Oh. Just going to lighten these catch lights. I mean, you could just keep tinkering, but I just wanted to show you working on the other side. And my drawing board's on a slight tilt, so but yeah, I really hope that you've enjoyed that and taken something from it. I just like to share my process and what I do and how I do it, and if it helps, that's a bonus. And if you have liked it, please do like. It really does help me grow. And if you've got anything to ask me, just ask in comments, and yeah, let me know how you get on. And thank you for watching.